Going on.
Yeah.
Any questions before we get started? Anybody not been here before? Ever? Max is the new guy. So, wow. All right. So, did you bring donuts?
I did not.
That's
That's sad.
the new guy's supposed to bring donuts.
Okay, I'll bring donuts.
Well, you won't be the new guy next time.
I'll redeem myself.
Will we have a
next time.
substitution at halftime?
Yeah, we'll have one.
Okay. So after the 60-second round, we'll do the substitutions then. Well, if you guys are ready, I'm ready. You ready, Bill?
I'm ready.
All right, let's begin the academic challenge. This is for December 8th, 2015, 7 p.m. And if I can catch my breath, we will be ready to go.
It's right there.
There it went.
Never mind. It went away.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Academic Challenge. I'm Ray Gustafson, your host and moderator. Today we're featuring teams from Bridgman and Lakeshore. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from around Southwest Michigan. Academic Challenge, proudly sponsored by Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Let's meet our teams. First from Bridgman, introduce yourself.
I'm Elliot Hankey, and I'm a senior.
I'm Emily Starr, and I'm a senior.
I'm Spencer Null, and I'm a freshman.
Welcome to the Academic Challenge. Over to the Lakeshore side.
Austin Seuss, I'm a senior.
Quinn Vitek, I'm a freshman.
Karen Smith, and I'm a freshman.
Max Logan, I'm a freshman.
Welcome. And we have a newbie tonight, never been here before. Max, welcome to the Academic Challenge.
Okay.
Glad you're here. Yeah, I'm here. All right. Got a couple of basic rules. I know I run down these every time, but I'll do it again. During the first and second halves, we'll announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, make sure you wait for me to recognize you before you answer so people listening know who you are. No consultation allowed except during the 60-second round. That's at halftime. Again, I'm Ray Gustafson, your scorekeeper and judge, and today Bill Klein will be asking our questions. How you doing, Bill?
I am doing wonderful.
Teams, are we ready?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Man, I'm trying to get some energy.
Yeah.
Let's try that again. Teams, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
Bill,
they're
you ready?
I am ready.
Well, I'm not.
Ready.
Okay, let's begin the Academic Challenge.
For 5 points, the Achilles tendon may actually shorten and cause physical problems if what kind of shoes are worn often?
Max, Lakeshore.
High heels.
That is correct for 5 points.
I
How do
don't
you
want to
that,
know.
everybody?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Okay, for 5 points, both in size and population, what is the largest Scandinavian country?
Quinn from Lakeshore.
Sweden.
That is correct for 5 points. For 15 points, what three-ringed structure in the ear has nerve endings for balance?
Elliot, Bridgman.
Cochlea.
Incorrect.
Anybody on Lakeshore? Remember, you don't lose points for answering incorrectly. Oh, right on the
Right
buzzer.
about it.
Quinn, Lakeshore.
The eardrum.
Incorrect. The semicircular canals. For 20 points, quote, whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. Nothing is at least sacred but the integrity of your own mind, end quote. Who said that?
Spencer, Bridgman.
Albert Einstein.
Incorrect.
Lakeshore, I'll give you a few seconds here. Anybody wants to try it? They're all shaking their heads. Oh, I'll let you try it, Quinn.
Martin Luther King.
Incorrect. And you've got your literature teacher in here, Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Remember to get right up nice and close to those microphones.
For 20 points, name the famous ballet composed by the man who also wrote the lovely Christmas song, O Holy Night. The famous ballet.
Emily, Bridgman.
The Nutcracker.
Incorrect. Good guess. Giselle by Adam.
You're not going to sing that.
I'm not going to sing that. And I'm not going to do a ballet either. For 5 points, mouthing words to music is called what?
Karen from Lakeshore.
Lip syncing.
That is correct, or it's my style of singing. That would have been correct also. For 20 points, an outstanding Union cavalry commander during the Civil War, he cut off the final Confederate retreat at Appomattox Courthouse. During
Sorry.
Well, go ahead and since you buzzed in, go ahead and give it a try.
Ulysses S. Grant.
incorrect.
Finish the question then.
During the Reconstruction period, he ruled Texas and Louisiana severely. Who was he?
Bridgman, anybody? Emily, Bridgman?
Sherman.
Incorrect. He has a fort named for him in Chicago. Philip Sheridan. For 15 points, Simon and Garfunkel had their first #1 record in 1965. With what song from the soundtrack of The Graduate?
Austin, Lakeshore.
Mrs. Robinson.
Incorrect. Good guess. I'm not going to sing this one either. Sounds of Silence.
I like that.
It's my favorite. For 5 points, under the Act of Union of 1707, England and Scotland merged to become a new nation with a new name. What was the new alliance called?
Max, Lakeshore.
Great Britain.
That is correct for 5 points. A multiple choice question for 5 points. Star temperatures are reliably indicated by color. Which one of the following would be the coolest? A red star, an orange star, a yellow star, or a bluish-white star?
Austin, Lakeshore.
A red star.
That is correct for 5 points. For 5 points, which drug sounds the same as a female protagonist?
Max, Lakeshore.
Heroin.
That is correct. For 15 points,
Not going to ask.
audiences go bats over what Johann Strauss opera?
Is that going to be a groaner?
Oh, well, kind of. Only if you know German. German for the bat is Die Fledermaus, which is the opera. For 20 points, tell me who wrote this. From a feeble cosmopolitan, I had turned into a financial anti-Semite. Anti-Semite. Who's the biggest? Adolf Hitler. For 10 points, Harry Truman said, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. He also had a favorite sign on his desk, which proclaimed what?
Austin from Lakeshore.
The buck stops here.
That is correct for 10 points. For 10 points, a softball team scored 6 runs in 1 inning, but not one man reached home. Why not?
Spencer, Bridgman.
The whole team was girls.
That is correct. It was a woman's team. A multiple choice question for 16 points, or for a multiple choice question for 5 points.
Must be question number 16 on
Must
your
be
list.
question on number 16.
Yeah, there you go.
For 5 points, if your car jounced, would it shake, rattle, or roll?
Austin, Lakeshore.
Roll.
Incorrect.
Rattle.
Well, hang on. We got to go to the other side.
go to the other side.
One per team. So, shake, rattle, or roll. Spencer from Bridgman.
Bounce.
That wasn't one of the options. It's shake.
It's shake. So, yeah, once somebody from your team buzzes in, then it's got to go over to the other side. Then no one else from the same team can buzz in twice. So,
Now
no worries.
this is the question stating this for 15 points. Write down these countries: Denmark, Greece, England, Japan, Egypt, Germany. Denmark, Greece, England, Japan, Germany. Egypt. Which two have been the most famous for the art of gardening?
Austin, Lakeshore.
Germany and Japan.
Incorrect.
Elliot, Bridgman.
Greece and Egypt.
Incorrect. Japan and England. For 5 points, one 5-letter word can precede hawk, hills, body, death, September, and belt. What is it?
Max, Lakeshore.
Black.
That is correct for 5 points.
About
For five-
about 2 minutes left.
Okay. For 5 points, this word from logic describes the act of reasoning from particulars to generals, the process of electrifying an object, or taking of a civilian into the armed forces. What is the word?
Quinn, Lakeshore.
Drafted.
Incorrect.
Emily got in on the buzzer from Bridgman.
Recruit.
Incorrect. You don't get the right idea. Induction. For 10 points, who in the Bible challenged the Israelites for 40 days with no exceptors? I'm going to hate this one. Goliath. Until David. For 5 points, he normally is the most influential creator of a film, who may not only shoot scenes on the studio floor, but also supervise script, casting, and editing. Name the position.
Austin, Lakeshore.
Director.
That is correct. It's a good thing you're sitting right in front of a really good one. For 10 points, the French Academy in the 18th century established the measurement of this unit based on 1/10 million of the distance of the arc between the North Pole and the equator. What is the unit?
Austin, Lakeshore.
A degree.
Incorrect.
Anybody from Bridgman?
The meter.
That's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score in the 62nd round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. All right. Three categories. I'll explain that in just a minute. And we have Comet.
Get it easy one this time.
Oh, I don't have to write much. In the buildings. Is that the stuff I clean my sink with?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No?
At least I hope not.
Isn't that scrubbing stuff? from
no.
that green can? No?
No.
No? That's not what we're talking about?
We're going to be talking about.
All right, so what we did, if you're new, is we gave you a list of the three categories for the 60-second round. The team that's trailing gets to choose first of the three categories, and then the remaining two categories the other side. And I'll explain the whole thing as we get back. So I'm assuming you're going to be the team captain, Austin, and Elliot again for the team captain. Okay. All right, let's begin the 60-second round. And we'll do that in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. At the end of the first half, the score is Bridgman with 10 points and Lakeshore with 50. Now let's move on to the 60-second round. And teams, you have three categories to choose from. We'll put 60 seconds on the clock, and we'll give you that 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can. Each one is worth 10 points. There will be a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 questions within that 60 seconds. You're encouraged to consult with one another as much as you can, but the answers need to come from the team captain. So after that minute is up, the opposing team will then have a chance to answer any questions the first team could not answer. So, Bridgman, you are trailing at the moment, so you get first choice of these categories, which are Comet, President, and buildings. So, Elliot, you are the team captain. What is your choice?
We're going to go with buildings.
Buildings it is. We will put 60 seconds on the clock. Is there a setup for this one?
No, there is
no
not.
setup. So the 60 seconds will begin after he finishes reading that first question. Again, please consult loud enough so you guys can work with each other. And of course, Lakeshore, remember, anything they don't answer correctly or don't get to, you have the opportunity to steal. Here we go.
Willis Tower, the second highest building in the United States, used to be called what?
Sears Tower.
Correct. One of the world's largest museums is located in London. What's it called?
The Louvre.
Incorrect. With what construction do you associate Hua Ti, or Wang Ti? I'm sorry. What construction do you associate Wang Ti?
Pass.
What 985-foot structure was completed for the 1889 Exposition Universelle?
The Eiffel Tower.
That's correct. It was built in 1800. It contains 327 miles of bookshelves. Name the building.
Library of Congress.
Correct.
And there's our time. So you got 3 correct. So you got a quick 30 points there. Lakeshore, that means there are 7 unanswered questions that you can steal those points away from them. We'll put 60 seconds back on the timer and see if you can steal as many of those points away as you can. Are you ready, Lakeshore? Ready? All right. Here we go, Bill.
One of the world's largest museums is located in London. What's it called?
The British Museum of London.
That's correct. British Museum. With what construction do you associate Wang Ti?
Pass.
Go ahead and try.
pass.
Go ahead and try.
Pagodas.
Incorrect. The Great Wall of China. What do we call an area of full-story height below the first floor that is not meant for year-round living?
Basement.
Correct. Why do architects of today build skyward? Is it for safety, economy, light, or beauty?
Economy.
Correct. What's put between bricks when building a wall?
Mortar.
Correct. In what state is the Pentagon located?
West Virginia.
Incorrect. It's Virginia. With paintings going back to only 1880, what museum was founded in New York City in 1929?
Go ahead and try answer.
Don't have one.
No answer? Okay. Time's up.
MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art.
So what did we get? 4?
4.
4 correct equals 40 points. So, all right, now we get to switch sides. Lakeshore, there are 2 remaining categories for you to choose from. We have President and Comet. Which one of those 2 categories would you like to choose from, Austin?
President, please.
President it is. We'll put 60 seconds back on the clock. And that 60 seconds, any setup? Nope.
Nope.
That 60 seconds will begin as soon as he finishes reading that first question.
Identify the political party of the 20th, 30th, and 40th presidents.
Democratic.
Incorrect. Who was the last of the founding fathers to serve as president?
Go ahead and yell it out. That's okay.
James Monroe.
James Monroe.
Incorrect. The memorabilia of what 16th president are more in demand than those of any other president?
Pass.
An island in D.C.'s Potomac River serves as a memorial to what conservationist president?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Incorrect. Who was the first Democratic president of the 20th century?
Pass.
What 20th century U.S. president tried to pack the Supreme Court?
Go ahead. I'll give you a try.
FDR.
That's correct.
So you got 1 correct.
10. Yep.
Picked up 10 points. So that means there are 9 unanswered questions for Bridgman to try to grab some points back. Elliot and your team, are you ready?
Guess so.
Okay, nice and close to that microphone, and we'll put 60 seconds back on the timer. And that 60 seconds will begin as soon as he finishes that first question.
Identify the political party of the 20th, 30th, and 40th presidents.
Republican.
That's correct. Garfield, Coolidge, and Reagan. Who was the last of the founding fathers to serve as president?
Jefferson.
James Madison. The memorabilia of what 16th president are more in demand than those of any other?
Lincoln.
That's correct. An island in D.C.'s Potomac River serves as the memorial to what conservationalist president?
Roosevelt.
More specific.
Theodore.
That's correct. Who's the first Democratic president of the 20th century?
George Bush.
Woodrow Wilson. Bush was a Republican. How many vice presidents did Franklin Roosevelt have?
Go ahead and try.
2.
3.
So we got 3 correct. 3 correct it is, so you picked up another 30 points. All right, that is the end of the 60-second round, and we'll be back with the score and the second half of the Academic Challenge here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Use mythology next
All right,
time.
give me a
Use
minute
some
here.
medical terminology. Some
We've had
science
that
stuff.
one. We've had that one.
I don't mind medical terminology. I'm in that right now.
I think we had a couple weeks ago. We had something that was predominantly medical terms. Nobody picked it.
So does wrong answers count against us? Oh, cool. Nobody knows? Okay. Won't hurt to guess.
Yeah. Just cover up the mistakes.
Elliot, you got your what you're going to say about the school again?
Yeah, I just got unfolded.
And Austin, you have a little
Not
something to say
saying
about
Mel
the school?
Gibson or
That's
Jamaican
wrong.
bobsled team.
Okay, perfect. We'll go to Elliot first, and then I'll come over to you. Ready? Okay. All right, teams, you ready? Let's begin the second half. When I finish up the second half, we'll take a quick break, then I'll come back and finalize the whole thing. So we got 2 more quick segments, but we'll begin the second half of the Academic Challenge in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. The score at the end of the 62nd round, Bridgman 70, Lakeshore 100. It's now time to find out what's happening at each of our participating schools. On the Bridgman side, Elliot, what's going on at Bridgman?
All right, so on Wednesday, December 9th, we have a spaghetti dinner with the proceeds going towards the Bridgman's Quiz Bowl team. Tickets are $7, and the time is from 5 o'clock to 6:30. After the dinner, you can stay and enjoy the high school choir concert at 7 p.m. We also have a band concert December 16th at 7 p.m.
Excellent. Over to Lakeshore. Austin, tell us all the happenings.
Welcome for Lakeshore. Our musical Bye Bye Birdie is underway. The performance will be at the end of January with over 50 students involved. It's going to be a huge, great show. On behalf of Lakeshore Choirs, please join us for our annual holiday concert at the First Congregational Church of St. Joseph, December 15th at 7 p.m. Lancer Athletics is going strong with boys and girls basketball starting this week. The boys' game is tonight. Congratulations to our Berrien County dancers on a beautiful dance concert last weekend, and Teresa Graziano, the head of BCD, for the birth of her son immediately following the concert. Another little Lancer. Thanks, and see you next time.
All right. Thanks for that update.
Well, who's playing Birdie?
Casey King, I'm not sure.
Oh.
So, Austin from Lakeshore, we have a substitution on your team. Who do we have joining us?
Ryan?
Ryan, what grade you in?
Freshman.
Freshman. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge.
Freshmen.
Yeah. So, and you've been here before, so
Yes.
you know the whole spiel. And we will begin the second half. If Bill, you ready, teams?
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm going to try this one more time. Teams, are you ready?
Ready, Freddie?
Okay, thank you very much. So let's begin the second half of the academic challenge. Bill, you got the first question.
Right,
Here
for
we go.
15 points, what U.S. government agency has the motto fidelity, bravery, and integrity?
Emily Bridgman.
FBI.
That is correct for 15 points. For 20 points, Rembrandt is the given name of Rembrandt van Rijn. Now, George Washington sat for a portrait by another man who was given the name Rembrandt. Name this artist from a very large American family. Rembrandt Peale. For 20 points, what is the main function of the drug cyclosporin, which has greatly aided the field of medicine since its development in 1980?
Austin Lakeshore.
Anesthetic.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, I'll give you 5 seconds if anybody. Elliot from Bridgman.
For like cleansing and sterilization.
No, can't accept that one. It's to prevent the rejection of transplanted organs.
All right.
Multiple choice question for 10 points. In 1857, the Sepoys, Indian soldiers in the East India Company Army, mutinied against the British. What was the reason? A, the food was bad. B, the British disregarded their religious and cultural beliefs. C, the British had had the run of the Indian economy. And D, they were being sent overseas.
Max Lakeshore.
B.
That is correct for 10 points.
And what was B again?
B was the disregard of their beliefs and religion.
All right.
A math question for 5 points.
Get your pencils.
Altogether, how many wheels are on 2 cars and 4 motorcycles?
2 cars, 4
2
motorcycles.
cars, 4 motorcycles.
Elliot Bridgman.
16.
That is correct
For
for 5 points. For 10 points, residents of Paris are called Parisians. What are the residents of the island of Lesbos called? I dare you.
Max Lakeshore.
Lesbians.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, anybody? Ring, I was waiting for that bell. It was getting really awkward in here.
I almost canceled this question. They're Lebosians. Lesbosians. That's
Lesbosians.
what it says.
Yep, Lesbosians.
For 5 points,
Who needs bad jokes when you got questions?
the Grand Canal is the main thoroughfare of what city?
Emily from Bridgman.
Venice.
That is correct for 5 points. For 20 points, his fate remains unknown to this day, although it is likely he died in Ljubljana prison while in Soviet custody, accused of being a U.S. spy. He saved over 30,000 lives during World War II, only to be arrested by the Russians in 1945. Name this Swedish businessman. Raoul Wallenberg.
You all knew that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Ryan did.
Nobody does
Remember, you don't lose points for the wrong answer, so even if you think you know it.
In World War II,
How many points?
this is 15 points.
15?
In World War II, the first American offensive in the Pacific involved the capture of which Solomon Island? don't know this one. Guadalcanal. For 15 points, what was broken on October 14th, 1947?
Can I hang out? What was broken? Think of something really fast. Nothing? Try it. Elliot. It's time's up, but try it. What do you think?
The land speed record.
Nope.
The sound barrier.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Sound
The
barrier.
sound
was it.
barrier.
Yeah.
That would have been my guess.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should
There
have
you
plugged
go.
in. For 5 points, they called their country Hellas, although the Romans gave the land the name we know it by today. What's the country?
Spencer Bridgman.
Italy.
Incorrect.
Max Lakeshore.
Greece.
That is correct for 5 points. For 15 points, what people are credited with the beginnings of civilization in central Italy?
Max
The
Lakeshore.
The Etruscans.
That is correct for 15 points.
Nice.
For 5 points, how many chambers does the human heart have?
Austin Lakeshore.
4.
That is correct. 4 points.
Five points.
5 points.
5 points.
5 points for the 4 valves.
There you go.
Okay. For 20 points, what term describes the contraction of the heart muscle?
Elliot Bridgman.
Is it systemic?
Yes, that's a correct answer.
That was for 20
For 20 points. For 15 points, what is the heavenly body Charon? Or Charon? Charon.
Max from Lakeshore.
It is a moon of Pluto.
That is correct for 15 points. For 15 points, at his press conference after losing California's 1962 gubernatorial race, Nixon made what promise to the press? And I want his exact words.
Austin from Lakeshore.
I am not a crook.
Incorrect.
It was a little later than
A little
that.
later than that.
Yeah.
You won't have Nixon to kick around anymore. For 10 points, in this era of electronic banking, what does ATM stand for?
Austin Lakeshore.
Automatic teller machine.
That is correct for 10 points. For 15 points, identify the period which marked the golden age of Latin literature, named after the first Roman emperor, 27 BC to AD 14, who was a patron of the arts and literature.
Max Lakeshore.
Augustinian period.
That is correct, the Augustinian age, for 15 points. For 10 points, in vaudeville, it is making a face. In Central Park, it is an assault. What's the word?
Say the last part of that again. The time's up, so you won't get the points. But in Central Park,
In Central Park, it's an assault.
if you're assaulted in Central Park, you are
Actually, it's probably better to say it was a battery, but
ba-
because assault is the fear.
yeah, mugging. Yep,
Battery
mugging.
is the actual physicality. So it's a mugging, and all you vaudevillians, mugging.
Yeah.
Some of them, will never.
About a
mind.
minute left,
Then it
guys.
goes. For 20 points, name the queen of the Amazon who appears in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Hippolyta. A math question for 15 points.
Get your pencils.
Jack bought 3 times as many books as Emily and 4 times as many as Mike. If they bought less than 50 books altogether, what is the greatest number of books Jack could have bought?
And it's a math question, so we'll repeat it.
Jack bought 3 times as many books as Emily and 4 times as many as Mike. If they bought less than 50 books altogether, what is the greatest number of books Jack could have bought?
Anybody have a guess? What'd you think? Just call out some numbers. What'd you come up with? Nobody?
I didn't finish.
Didn't finish.
What's that universal answer for everything?
20?
42? No, that's not 42. So what was it?
The answer was 30.
The answer was 30. Well, that does it. That's the end of today's Academic Challenge match on WSJM. We'll tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Get a nice shot.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Here comes the wrap up in 3, 2, 1. We're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner and announce and thank our sponsors as well. The winners by a score of 175 to 115. The team from Lakeshore. Congratulations, Lakeshore. And thank you to both teams. Congratulations. It was fun tonight. Thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by the Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Join us again next week at the same time as South Haven and Berrien Springs go head-to-head on the Academic Challenge.